If you've been in your nutrition business for a few years, you're good at what you do, your clients get results, and you still feel like something is fundamentally not working, this episode is for you. Actually, this entire show is for you, and I want to tell you exactly why I built it. Grab your collagen coffee or matcha, take a sip of your creatine water, and let's get into it. For those of you who are new here, hello, I'm Leigh McSwan, and I'm really glad that you found this show. 2026 marks my 16th year as a certified holistic nutritionist. I built the practice, and unfortunately, I realized that there was a ceiling to that practice. I know what it feels like to be feeling like you're well credentialed, that you know so much, you have so much information to share, and yet you still don't know exactly how to turn that expertise into a business that works without you in the trenches, what feels like 80 hours a week at times. Holistic nutritionists are plagued with very specific issues that I think are quite unique compared to what the average entrepreneur is faced with. And so this podcast series is all about me supporting you through some of the very real challenges that you're faced with so that you can overcome them. There's no fluff, no BS, and we're just going to get straight to the point. So let's talk about it. I felt like this podcast solo series was extremely important because I started noticing a couple of things in the industry. And if you pay attention and you start talking to your colleagues or even reflect back over your own experience and your years as a holistic nutritionist, you're probably going to resonate with a lot of what I'm saying. So I started noticing that holistic nutritionists were leaving the industry, or they weren't able to go gangbusters into their business. And that wasn't a result of their lack of credentials or because they weren't amazing at what they did. It was because they built businesses that were exhausting on every front, unsustainable. And that's a result not of the nutritionist, it's a result of the institution. Nobody has ever taught us that there was another way to create an empire. We really focused in nutrition school on the passion, the work, the healing, the health, all the protocols, all the diagnostics. But the lack of business support became very evident to me when I hit my own ceiling. And this is really just a business model problem. It is nothing to say negatively about the education or anything like that. The education that comes through nutrition schools is phenomenal. The ability that we as nutritionists have to help and heal people is really, really incredible and quite unique. So it's not in any way me kind of poo-pooing on the schools. It's just that they're missing a really core element. And this also goes back to the fact that there's another problem with most holistic nutritionists sticking the course, and that's the fact that they don't make enough money. I know from my own experience, even when I had a booked out calendar, I was still not thrilled with the amount of money that my business was generating. I was on the cusp of charging what a naturopathic doctor was charging. And the really crappy part of that was that I got in my own head about it and started thinking things like, well, if I'm charging, $25 or $50 less than a naturopath, why would somebody choose to come see me? Why would they choose little old holistic nutritionist me when they can go see the guy or the gal that has a lot more diagnostic capabilities, more years of education under his or her belt? And it really started tripping me up. And I realized that actually nutritionists are just as, if not more important from a frontline worker standpoint. We have an impact through food specifically that no other holistic health practitioner has. We do the work that people, think about it this way, people are eating 3 times a day on average. The only thing they're doing more than that is sitting with their thoughts. So our work is actually really freaking important. It's significant. It's meaningful. Getting people to understand food and health and wellness. I know you know this, but it is not something that we need to be undervaluing. But the problem is that there's only so much that we can charge. And many holistic nutritionists that I went to school with or that I've become connected with through networking have realized that they're quite chronically underpaid relative to the impact that they leave with their clients or their social media following, their email list, whatever. And that is unfortunate because that's the gap between what they're worth and what they're earning. And it's nothing to do with their skill set. It's literally just a systems problem. So I'm really here to help the holistic nutritionist get paid properly. I want to see healthy and wealthy holistic nutritionists because, guys, we are the frontline workers. We are doing the Lord's work. And the other really obvious glaring problem to me is that most holistic nutritionists got into the business because there is a mission. There is something within them that they love doing this work. There's passion, there's empathy, there's often a reason that they got into the health space to begin with, maybe because nobody else could help them with their health condition. And a lot of people are able to hear that story and relate to them. And somewhere along the line, the way the business became the thing that was getting in the way of the mission instead of being the thing that funds it. So a lot of people have really deep missions and really important whys for their nutrition business. But unfortunately, they can't actually scale that mission. They can't help people on a grandiose scale because the business is in the way of the mission. And that's actually backwards. But the best part about all of these problems that I'm highlighting is that they're all fixable. I kept waiting for somebody to start talking about the true actual problems that a holistic nutritionist face, because I think a lot of people focus on the obvious. They focus on the email marketing, the funnels, the SEO. All of these things are important for a business owner. But when we actually peel back the layers of the onion a little bit deeper, there's a whole industry problem. And I am here to really blaze a path forward so that you can continue doing the work that you love. You can continue changing people's lives at a much, much bigger scale than you currently are. And I want you 10xing your bank account right now because your work matters. And you being able to get paid properly means that you get to keep doing this work. So I want you to know that anytime I drop a solo episode, it is built for the holistic nutritionist who's in her business and ready to grow. We are talking about real problems, real strategies to overcome these things, and the honest reason that these things are happening in the holistic space. So I promise you no generic advice, nothing you have heard on other business podcasts before. This is just super hyper fixated on you as an established holistic nutritionist. So here's what I want from you and what my hope and desire is that we are building this show together to help more of the nutritionists facing the same problems that I have faced in the past that you are probably plagued with right now. And I would love for you to show up every single Thursday when I drop a solo episode and download it. Send it to your other holistic nutritionist friends. Subscribe. You don't want to miss an episode because these are going to be short, they're going to be punchy, they're going to be impactful, and they're going to be fun for you to listen to. And send me a DM over on Instagram. I've got my Instagram handle linked down below because I would love to hear how these episodes are landing for you and what you want to hear. I am not afraid of the controversy. I am not afraid to go into the depths of the truth and what is and isn't working for us as holistic nutritionists. So if there's a topic you want to hear, I will go there. The third thing I would love for you to do is to go and download the Empire Gap Assessment at the link in the show notes. It's free. It's just a quick assessment that will show you exactly where your specific business has gaps that you didn't even know were costing you a boatload of money. So go download that now, pop back into my Instagram DMs and let me know what gap you're faced with. So that's it for today. I will see you next Thursday. And if nobody has told you lately, you built something real. Now let's just make it work the way that it was supposed to. We are prioritizing empires, not practices.